Yes, wagwanga good people. Karibuni sana. Happy Wednesday to everyone who is there joining us. And in case you're there joining us for the first time, Karibu sana to the African Diary Show. My name is Katie and this is the Black Hot Fire Network. And on the African Diary Show is where we get to discuss matters concerning Africans and whatever is happening in the beautiful continent of Africa. To everybody who is there with us, Karibu sana. To all those who might be with me on the continent of Africa, or rather to all those who are with me in the 254. I know our country today is chaotic. It is feeling even unsafe to be outside. But yes, we thank God for the blessing, or the gift of life. But anyway, I see K. Williams in the building. You're saying, oh, what's going on? Cut that music down, a young lady. Okay, okay, okay. What's up? What's up? What is with you and the music? What's wrong with the music? But anyway, karibu sana. I hope you did get to jam onto that amazing jam. That is Femi One, and the jam is Mama. Oh, okay, she keeps on calling herself Dem Kutoka Mweke, but the jam is Kulia Kushoto. Yes, I hope you did get to jam onto it as we're getting started with our show for today. I see K. Williams is saying at work listening. The time is 8 a.m. Okay, the time here is 3 p.m. in the 254. You're saying it is very hot today. Okay, we are at 23 degrees Celsius right here in Nairobi. It is partly sunny, but yes, the weather is lovely. We're not in the winter weather we used to. You remember the first days of July, we were complaining, even few days to July, we were complaining about how cold it is. But for the last 4 days, it has not been cold, and the weather, or rather, the sun has been shining very high, or rather very hard. But anyway, we appreciate, because hey, nobody loves that cold weather. Nobody loves overdressing, and nobody loves being in heavy clothes. But anyway, yes, today we are going to discuss about overpopulation propaganda on Africa. And remember, yesterday I told you happy population day to every African, or rather to everybody who was there with us. Yes, yesterday was population day, and yeah, so what about population? You know, it is crazy that right now the West has just come out and said that Africa is overpopulated. And remember, yesterday I talked about this a little bit. I hinted on this and I talked about this, but I don't want to talk about it right now. I think we shall go back to one more jam, and then I'll be back with a quote of the day. So in case you're there, you have a quote of the day you'd love to share with us, kindly feel generous enough, feel kind enough to share your quote of the day with us, and also get to interact with me. To all those who are listening to me via the radio station, remember you can always get to interact with me via the live stream, via the show page, because you can always pin your chats there and I will get to read them. But yes, let's go back to one more jam. I'll be back, and also remember to keep your quote of the day coming. Remember to always to get to interact with me. This is Femi One. Still, the jam is suspect. Get to jam onto it, and remember to keep it interactive, and remember as well to come back with a quote of the day. Suspect.
Yeah, suspect. Bangi kitu pa kwa ploti sindio ma suspect. It's like I'm on a plane, nigga, you ain't got shit. Napenda mzigo nachoro toka kwa your plus.
Yeah, suspect. You have got chona simu familia suspect. Denana ni chepia tushabadili bracket ya taxes tuliwachaga kubola na budget. Maisha soft money talk shika access. Kamati juu ya mawe riba media subject. Ni marathon mnashinda na nani fastest and madness. Nafta miezi saba weni fastest. Kusaulika na kusonga na wakati. Studio kuna piko kama balkoni ya upati na wapasi wakonjana wanabambanya yamani.
Yes, my quote of the day says, when you befriend a chief, keep in mind that he sits on a rope. When you befriend a chief, keep in mind that he sits on a rope. And this simply means that no matter how free we wish to live, the obligations of our roles constrain us. The obligations of our roles constrain us. And this is very true. When you befriend a chief, keep in mind that he sits on the rope. But anyway, I hope you get to enjoy that jam. I don't feel like we should go back to one more jam. No, I don't feel like we should get back to music, because we have a lot to discuss, we have a lot to talk about, and one of it is what is happening right here in the 254. Yesterday we went on the wide of the streets, we tried to interact with people, but we couldn't talk to so many guys. I remember one of them almost threw stones to us. I don't know what is wrong with people out there, and I feel like everybody is frustrated, but sometimes everybody is going through a lot, but don't just bring your alert to everybody. Please make sure you handle your alert with with good manners, or rather make sure you handle your alert out of people, or rather without bringing people into your alert. But anyway, what happened yesterday, we were out in the streets with the shimani, with the word of the street, and we were trying to get to see if the PSV drivers, PSV simply means public service vehicles, really know what is happening. Remember, we telling you that they were told to go back to school so that they can retake an examination from the NTSA, so that they if so that they can be now they can be now be examined if they are qualified to be on those roads. And actually, not most of the drivers know that that is happening. It is very saddening to see that now it is affecting them, but they are not even aware of what is happening, and yet it's affecting them. Now, imagine these people would go on the road, get arrested for nothing, for ignorance, for just not taking things seriously, or for just not watching the news. This is just crazy. And I was so saddened by the fact that these people are not even aware the government has passed a rule, or rather a law, where they should go back to school, retake an examination to make sure that now they are qualified to be on the roads, they are qualified to carry people on their public service vehicles. But they don't know this. They don't know that they were told to renew their licenses again, like afresh, to get a new license. It is just crazy with the people and ignorance of our African people. Also, we talked to the boda guys. They didn't know about this. Actually, one of them knew, like 1 out of 50 is the only person who knew about this. And this is just crazy. And this shows now how we take things lightly. This shows how people are very ignorant. Also, we asked them about Mandamano, and they were not willing to speak on the camera, but they talked maybe behind the camera. They were saying, I had so many saying that tomorrow we must go to these streets, we must show the government we are tired. And most people thought that now it is because of the price of fuel, but they are not even aware of what is constituted in that finance bill. They are just knowing that they are going to demonstrate because of the cost of living. And this is very saddening to see that now you are going to the streets just to demonstrate because you feel like the cost of living is very high. While in the actual sense, the demonstrations that are happening today, one, it is because of the public service vehicle drivers being told to go back to school and retake an examination. The other thing is now because we've seen how taxi drivers have been also being treated, and also they were told as well to go back to school. And also remember, this Mandamano is about the finance bill. People are opposing the finance bill and also what is in the finance bill. So people are just crazy out here. They are going out with no purpose of being there. They are just going out looting people's property, and it is just crazy. I've seen so many destroying people's properties, and I'm like, now you think this is working the economy? Okay, you might be angry, but at the same time, this is not how you demonstrate. And remember, the government early in the morning yesterday, they saw to treat you like criminals. We had Kidura Kindiki, that is the cabinet secretary of interior design, right here in the 254, coming out and telling people who are planning to go to the protest that they will be treated like criminals. They will be attacked by policemen like people, or rather like bandits with the firearms and the weapons. So it is just crazy because today I'm quite sure that we are going to lose more than 20 lives. You know, these policemen have been given authority to carry live bullets by the Interior Cabinet Secretary, Interior Defense Cabinet Secretary. So it is just crazy that today we're going to witness a lot of blood shedding. But also remember, if you're going out there, go out with a purpose. You can't just go destroying people's property. You can't just go destroying the roads. What for? We are there because of the economy. We are there because of the high cost of living. What makes you think when you destroy the road, now you're not bringing the country back or behind? You're pulling the country behind. It is just crazy with people. I'm saddened with the fact that now they even don't know the reason they are going out there. They are just going because there's a demonstration. They're just going because they're not happy with the president. Of course, nobody is happy with the president, but at least try and figure out the reason you are going out there. Don't just go there without a purpose. Just go there with a purpose. Okay, K Williams, am I talking? I'm sorry about that. I didn't notice. Imagine I didn't notice. Let me just sip a sip of water so that I can slow down. I'm sorry. Hey, Kerry Williams, it has been a minute since I took coffee. I told you I'm not a coffee lover, so I always take tea but not coffee. But I'm sorry about that. I didn't notice I was speed talking. But what I'm saying is I'm just angry with Kenyans. They are going out there without no reason. They're just going there because there's a protest and they feel like, yes, we are angry with the government, we are angered by the government, we should be going there to demonstrate. And of course, that is very true. You have every right to go and demonstrate, but also ask yourself, okay, for what reason am I going to demonstrate? For what reason am I going to those streets? You must have a reason. You can just wake up and say, I'm going to demonstrate just because I'm angered by the government. No, have a reason. This finance bill doesn't favor any of us, but have a reason. Yes, I'm going there because of the finance bill. It upsets me because of the cost of living, but it is just crazy. It is very crazy with people right here in the 254. I've seen the situations right now in every city of the country. They are not lovely. In Nakuru, in Kisumu, in Nairobi, in Eldoret, in Mombasa, situations are not lovely. People are being attacked. And I told you, today we are going to have a lot of deaths. We are going to have a lot of blood shedding. And it is just crazy with how even the policemen were given a go ahead by the um Interior Defense Cabinet Secretary Kidure Kindiki. They told them, please treat these people like bandits. Yes, attack them like bandits with firearms. So you can tell whatever is happening there, it is a violence between now the police and the protesters. And last time we had mandamano, or rather we had the riots and the protests. I saw in Mombasa we had police joining the demonstrators and protesters, but right now it is the opposite. It is the opposite. Right now, the police are beating up people, the police are attacking people, the police are there to kill you. It is just crazy. Just crazy with people. But anyway, I have this video. Let me show you one thing. And before I get to show you that video, it is about some. It is about he's like an activist right here in the 254. He was not doing anything wrong, but he just got arrested for nothing, just because he's saying that now poverty is modern day slavery. He has written a banner and has chained himself on the waist or upper abdomen with a chain, and he is saying that slavery, or rather poverty, is the modern day slavery. And of course this is true, but the police don't want to see people even talking the truth. So this guy has just been arrested for nothing. He's not causing any violence. He was standing somewhere just on his own. He's not even with people, but he has just gotten arrested. It is just crazy. It is crazy with whatever is happening right here in the 254. But people, my people, in case you're there, and if you can just watch this at home, please make sure you just watch this in the televisions, because today there are going to be a lot of deaths. This is for sure. We know this, and this is not something to be happy about. So if you're there and you can protect yourself, Just please make sure you do that. Okay, let me just share this real quick. Okay, this has no sound. I don't know why, but whatever is happening is these are now the drivers, the PSV drivers that are on a strike. These are the PSV drivers that are in a strike, and they are striking because they have been told to go back to school, and they are actually playing football on the roads. And I saw others skipping ropes and others playing football. It is just crazy. And I keep on telling you, it's never a dull moment in the 254. You can see these people are just skipping ropes. These people are playing football. Also, let me see. Let me show you this one. This is now the next video is showing the current situation in Mathare. This is one of the places we have the biggest slums here in the 254, and this is what is happening. You see, people are being beaten. People are being attacked by the police. This is tear gas you're seeing. People are also burning stuffs on the road. It is just crazy. It is just crazy with what is happening in Kenya today. But anyway, if you're there, please make sure you're safe. Make sure you're safe. We don't want to hear stories about people being beaten or people being okay, my mic just muted itself, but I unmuted. But now, as we get to something else, and Kid hinted this on Joby's show. I really wanted to talk about Museveni apologizing to our ancestors, to all those who fought for independence. And I was like, okay, you are apologizing to them, but are you really sorry? Are you sorry? Do you think that you're sorry? Because I think if you are really sorry, you wouldn't be doing such things, or rather such acts of papetism. Are you really sorry? Yes, I saw you apologizing to the people of Uganda, but are you sorry? He apologized to the ancestors. But this is just a damn apology, because if he was really sorry, we wouldn't be seeing him doing all this papetism stuff, and also being a puppet to the Ugandan people. Actually, he should be fighting the Europeans. He should be telling the Europeans to stay out of Africa, to stay out of his country. But it is just crazy. And remember, today we have the Iranian president in the 254. Tomorrow he might be in Uganda, and the next day in Zimbabwe. And what is he going to do in Uganda? What is he coming to do in Kenya? It is just crazy, because it is nothing good. They say they are going to sign trade deals. They are signing deals with Kenya, and I've seen already they have gotten to agreement with the Kenyan government. And I'm wondering now, what is this agreement you're getting with Kenyan people? What are you talking about? Is Kenya will now planning, or rather agreeing with the Iranian president to import violence? Because in Iran, all I hear is violence, people fighting, war every time. So is Ruto signing an agreement to import violence and war? It is just crazy. And also, I'm just curious. It is insane. But going back to Museveni and Uganda and him apologizing to the ancestors, I was like, Museveni, you can't be sorry. You can't be saying that you're sorry. And we've seen you. We have seen you. For the longest time, you've been the president of Uganda. What change have you brought to Uganda? What change have you brought to Uganda? Yes, you might be apologizing, but you're not sorry. You are not sorry. It is just you talking, because we know if you are sorry, you would have told the Europeans to keep off your country. You would have told them you don't need them in your country. You would have told them, please, or rather, not even please, just pack your things and leave Africa. Pack your bags and leave Uganda. But instead we see him encouraging them to come. And you know, one of the biggest thing Museveni we can applaud him for doing is signing, or rather putting into law, the anti-gay bill. But what else can we say Museveni has done for Uganda? Nothing. Nothing. So this is just puppet talk. This is something that now he's trying to show that he's apologetic, he's really sorry, but at the end of the day, you're not sorry. Do you think that these people are even there to their ancestors? They might be listening, but they don't want your stories. They want you to continue with the fight they started. They don't want you to be sorry to them. They want you to continue with this, with the violence, or rather with the fight they started with these people. They want to see you with the same pace fighting the Europeans. But what have you done? You're trading them. You're a traitor, welcoming them to your country instead of chasing them away. So I don't think Museveni is really sorry. This is just a puppet talk like they always do. But let's get to watch this video of him saying he's sorry, and let's just watch this and see. Because me, I don't think a person who is very sorry it should be like this. Let me get to share with you. I hope StreamYard behaves. I hope it doesn't mute my mic. But this is the video. Please make sure you let me know if you can hear the video.
In human history, leaving an indelible impact on Africa and its descendants across the has been overlooked, perpetuating an incomplete understanding of this complex history. However, amidst this backdrop, President Yoweri Museveni of Uganda has taken a bold step by openly acknowledging and apologizing for the complicity of Africans in the slave trade, offering a unique perspective that challenges conventional narratives and paves the way for a more nuanced understanding of this painful legacy. He made these comments at a State House event to celebrate the launch of his daughter, Patience Museveni Wabogo's book, titled Jesus Africa. This is Rain Smith, and you are watching the New Africa channel.
He's sorry and still praising the Europeans with the whole Jesus shit. It is just crazy. He's sorry for those Africans who are subjected to slave trade and also slavery, but still, slavery still exists up to date in Africa. It is just crazy.
We come in humility and brokenness to repent for the sins of the leaders in Africa, and in particular, the sin of selling our own brothers and sisters into slavery. This great sin brought untold pain and misery to millions of people of African descent, and the judgment to the African people who remained on the continent. The grave sin of slavery scattered our people all over the face of the earth, where they have suffered great deprivations and loss. If it were not for the part that our African kings and chiefs played in the slave trade, this evil trade could not have survived. Therefore, on behalf of all the African leaders, past and present, all of them, I acknowledge the part that we played in this tragedy, and today we ask for forgiveness.
And then what do you do after that? You ask for forgiveness. Who is there to forgive you? Because what you're doing doesn't match with your apology. You might be apologizing to me, but am I willing to forgive you according to what you keep on doing to me? No, I'll not forgive you because you never worked too hard to end slavery in Africa. We have modern day slavery. It is still happening in Uganda, in every African country, but he's still talking about him being sorry. What have you done? What have you done to those people who have been subjected to slavery? What have you done to end slavery in Africa? Have you told the Europeans to go? to leave your country and go? Of course you haven't.
We seek forgiveness for the great pain and loss that the myopic and selfish decisions of our leaders caused our brothers and sisters of African descent around the world, and we ask their forgiveness. We plead the blood of Jesus to cleanse us all from this great sin and release us from the spiritual, mental, emotional, and economic bondage it brought. Today, we reopen the door to our brothers and sisters of African descent to return home to the continent of Africa, the land of their ancestry, and the spiritual homeland of all African people. We welcome you home with open arms as brothers and sisters and pray that we can close the door to the dark past and work towards a better future. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray.
And he said that. He just said
Amen.
that.
President Yoweri Museveni's recent speech acknowledging the Atlantic slave trade shines a necessary light on a crucial aspect that often gets overlooked in the broader narrative of slavery. His recognition of the role played by African chiefs in perpetuating the trade by capturing and selling their own brothers and sisters adds an important dimension to understanding the complexities of this historical tragedy. It is an
I believe he was asleep, or rather, he was somewhere in the wilderness praying.
truth that Europeans usually bought enslaved people who were captured in endemic warfare between African states. Some Africans made a business out of capturing Africans from neighboring ethnic groups or war captives and selling them. Museveni's willingness to address this reality is commendable, as it represents a significant step towards acknowledging the shared responsibility working toward Africans and
My mic. I'm sorry about that, but hear me loud and clear. I'm saying that I don't know how he is sorry, yet I can't see that in his actions. I can't see that in his actions. So I don't understand why he is sorry or how he is sorry, because I'm supposed to see this in your actions, but I don't see this. It is just crazy with Africans. We should stop talking and start acting. You are sorry, yes. What have you done about it? What have you done to end even modern day slavery? It is just crazy. But anyway, let me go through the comments real quick as we get to another different topic, because I also want to talk about racism at some point, and also I want to talk about now the major topic of the day. And okay, let me see what Kay Williams is saying. He's saying, okay, you said you were at work listening, and also you're saying, I see Ghana President Dan came out with the report saying he's worried about all the half-breed Chinese babies there. Okay, he did say that. I didn't see that, but you need to do something about it. Just so-called president cleaning cleaning up before they take over, Dami. Very true. General Mosquito, karibu sana. Hello to you too. K. Williams is saying people are frustrated because they are trying to survive. Be careful out there on them streets. Yes, I'm very careful. I even don't want to risk going out. And also, I see K. Williams is saying you do not go around destroying other poor people property. That is just plain stupid. Yes, that is plain stupid. You can't just go destroying people's property, even the roads, because the moment you destroy that road, it is your money that will be used to reconstruct it. So at the end of the day, you're pulling the economy behind. You're there to protest about the economy, yet you're still contributing on pulling back the economy. You're not helping the state. Actually, you're also adding to the problems of the country. But uh, I see Kay Williams is saying, I'm sorry, I meant to say lay off the moonshine. Who does take moonshine except from you? Who does? You ever seen me taking moonshine? No. But you're saying, are people over there rioting? I hope not. No, in this place, in this village, people are not rioting, and I've not seen, and I've not seen people around here rioting. But I see Jiba Jaba is saying, good day to you too, Katie. Good day to you too, Jiba Jaba. Karibu sana. I see K Williams is saying, stay out of the street, Katie. Be safe. Yes, I'm very safe. I'm in the studio, you can see. Also, you're saying that be true, brother. As a we lack, okay, before I go there, Ajiba Jaba said people are fed up. Yes, people are fed up. People are frustrated. People are angered, and people are very sad, and they are showing out their anger. But I see K Williams is saying that be true, brother. We as black people are suffering globally. It is time for a change. Yes, it is time for a change. We highly demand a change. K Williams is saying nobody do not want him no apology. Make a change for the better. Very true. We want a change for the better. Jiba Jaba, you're saying, right, I don't want an apology. Holiday stamp memorial for a conversation. And also you're saying 100%. Do you ever notice every time I come down to black people, it is just words, no actions, and that is globally. Yes, it is just words, not action, but I hope it is a high time, or rather, I hope people are planning on now getting to act, because words, or rather promises, even without fulfilling them, those are just noises. But I see Jiba Jaba, you're saying this is the old black sold blacks trope to get them Zungo off the hook for reparations. And K Williams is saying, I had the vice president over there just gave the fake Indians over here, like, oh my god, again, I didn't know. It is crazy. Jiba Jaba is saying, so he couldn't stay that off the cuff. So Toto Moron, Toto. Okay, Kerry Williams is saying everybody gets money except from the people who built this damn country. I don't give a damn about this place. It is crazy. It is crazy. You're really commenting too fast, and I see Kerry Williams is saying here talking that religion nonsense. Yes, he did talk about that, and he said praise Jesus, and also he said in the name of Jesus Christ. Also, I see you saying the question, brother, is where is he now? We are still suffering globally as a people. Nothing has changed. Yes, yes. And also, Ansan Kenon Karibu Sana, you're saying we are here, Katie. Don't void our passports to Katie Land. No, I won't do that, because I know this is the only place you can be. Katie Land is the only place safe you can be. But anyway, moving away from that conversation, this is about now. You remember there was a time I talked about Ramaphosa boarding a plane, or rather taking a flight to go and talk about a peace deal with Russia and Ukraine, and he was there to bring, apparently, to bring peace between the two nations. And also we saw now the we saw Putin's vice, or rather spokesperson, telling him, we had you came for food. It was just crazy. But remember, we had guards barring his security from entering this. And I have a very good video. You need all to hear this. And I think I shall get to share it real fast before we get to the main focus of the day, because I see time really goes fast. We are already at 40 at the minute. It is just crazy. But anyway, we're running out of time, so let me share this video real and okay. Where is it? Don't tell me I lost it. Okay, here it is. Let me share my screen. Okay, Okay, the reason I'm sharing this video, it is talking about the reasons as to why the US, or rather we had Ukraine and Russia, telling Africans we don't need you to come and talk about our peace. You remember that when Ramaphosa and the Egyptian, I don't know who was he, we had so many people. We had even a representative from Congo going to Russia and talk about a peace deal for Russia and Ukraine. And they were like, they were not received very well. They were actually not received very well. And what happened next? They were criticized. They were criticized. And the reason these people feel like now we cannot advise them because they despise us, they hate us. But you, as African people, you're very stupid to notice that, and you still want to seek validation from these people. You still want to go there, seek for their, you're trying to force yourself to them. You're forcing them to love you, while you know very clearly these people never loves you. They never loved you. They even don't love you at to now. They don't love you. They don't even want to see your black face anywhere near them, but you're just there thinking that now you're going to act right, while they even don't care about your existence. They are here because they want our resources, not you. They don't want you. And remember, I keep on telling you, the reason they are in Africa is because they love Africa without the Africans, and they are here for the resources, not Africans. And this is why we have the depot. We have the depot program. It is just crazy. But let me continue with this video as we continue with our show for today.
A lot of African students studying in Ukrainian universities who had to flee, and they went to the Polish border and they wouldn't be let in. The Poles were like, "Nah, you ain't coming in here. We don't let people look like you." And blatantly racist. So now they talk about these, they lack the proper certificates or the proper certifications, etc. I don't know. Gosh, when Joe Biden makes an unannounced visit,
imagine they even tell you you lack proper sanitation. You are a president. You are going to visit them. They won't even shake your hand. Your hand is dirty. Your hand is dirty. The racism, the hatred is too much, but we're too blind to see this. We're always seeking validation from them.
To Poland. And of course, no American president flies alone. There's going to be a C-5 aircraft landing with, armored, sedans and Secret Service guys full of guns, none of which are registered. I'll tell you why they're not registered. Because the security protocol for the President of the United States is classified top secret. That means the composition of his security detail is not to be known by anybody. So we're not going to admit what we have in this vehicle, what this guy's carrying, or anything. We don't tell the Poles any of that stuff because they don't have a need to know. We will never let them know. Now, when was the last time they strip searched the Secret Service agents of the United States of America? The answer is never. And so what we have here is a double standard. Poland is upset with South Africa for a number of reasons. One, South Africa is not going to arrest Vladimir Putin when he arrives in Pretoria for the BRICS summit, even though that the International Criminal Court has issued a warrant for his arrest based upon baseless allegations of child kidnapping and I forget what the other one is, but they've accused him of two things that are just ludicrous. But Poland and Ukraine and other nations have said he must be arrested the moment he lands in South Africa because South Africa signed the accords that bring this up. And South Africa went, nah, we ain't going to do that. And so the Poles are angry. So this is retaliation, simple. The other thing is BRICS. South Africa is an original member of BRICS, the Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa Economic Forum that's actually rapidly growing. At the BRICS summit.
They are already hating you from running away from the dollar and going to the BRICS. But remember, they are always controlling the currency you're using. So there is no better currency if it's not African currency.
is taking place in South Africa, by the way. Um, 19 nations have applied this year for membership. Saudi Arabia, Iran, and what it means is that South Africa is part of a movement that's gravitating away from the G7, NATO, Poland, United States. So Poland's exacting their revenge. Now, here's the other thing I'll put out there. Poland didn't do this without instructions. You see, because the Poles aren't in the business of doing this on their own. The Poles were told by the United States, we'd like you to rough up the South African delegation. Send them a signal. And the Poles went, sure, we can do that because we're racist. We have no problem. In fact, we're going to enjoy doing this because these are black people and we don't like black people. And so we're really going to have a good time doing this. And they did. But to think that the Poles woke up in the morning and said, let's go irritate the government that's hosting the BRICS forum that can have an economic impact on our future. Most sane people go, that's not what we want to do, especially if we want to get BRICS to change their mind. What we'd like to do is actually treat these guys well, and maybe on the return trip, invite them in for some, borscht and vodka and, sing songs and have a good time and bond with them so that the next time we sit down and say, hey, we have concerns about X, Y, and Z, they'll say, those Poles are good guys. So yeah, Poland and South Africa, they're going to say those are racist people. The most racist people
Of course, they are racist. Remember, Ramaphosa's security team was barred from going, or rather from getting to a plane in Poland because of racism, because they are black. Of course, they are racist. But remember, now they are in a war of which we're not getting right here. I thought it was only racism, but now we've had there's a different war here. There's a political war here.
Second, only the Ukrainians in terms of their racism. And they're also recognized as American stooges because this didn't happen without America giving a direct order to rough up the South Africans.
That has been our candid speech.
Yes, that has been the video I really wanted to share with us, and this is why, or rather, this is revealing. The video was revealing about Poland sabotaging South Africa's peace delegation, and it clearly shows these white people, they even don't care about what is happening with you, with your country. They're just here for their needs, not for you. They are just here to elevate themselves. They are not here for you. And we as African people, we need to realize this and stop seeking validation from them. But anyway, can we get to the main focus real quick? Because I seen we only have 13 minutes left. And I want to talk about this. Yesterday was the World Population Day. And I talked about how now the West is coming to us, telling us that Africa is becoming overpopulated day by day by day by day, and of which we know this is a propaganda. It is a propaganda, of course, by them coming to tell us how Africa is overpopulated. Yet we still have them wanting to come and dump their people in the same overpopulated Africa. Does that make sense? Of course it doesn't. It doesn't. They are the ones trying to make sure that now Africa becomes overpopulated so that we don't have enough resources. Talk about money, funds. We don't have enough funds for everybody in the country. We are not able to equip everybody with the health services, with all services they need. And this is now how they will come and start saying that, Africa is overpopulated. They are not able to take care of their people. And they will start with the motion of, yes, we need to start injecting young girls with these family planning things, because the fertility rate has gone high. And we need to make sure that now we are taking charge of the population. You know what they do. But do you think that Africa is overpopulated? No, Africa is not even half close to being overpopulated. Africa is very spacious. Africa, we can even like accommodate twice the population we have right now, but they are coming to us with the notion of, Africa is overpopulated, so what? So what? Do you live in Africa? What is your problem with Africa being overpopulated? This is our Africa. Why are you affected by me living in an overpopulated place? Africa is not overpopulated, and let nobody tell you that Africa is overpopulated. Where did you see an overpopulated country with so much lands lying, just lying, with no people, with no occupants? They are just lying. Where did you see that? Of course, nowhere. Africa is not overpopulated. Africa is just being like, they are just bringing a propaganda of Africa being overpopulated. And let me just find this real quick for you so that I can get to read out how Africa's let me find the Africa's population 2023. I bet it was yes, it was brought out yesterday, so it has to be here. Yes, let me show you how now the population of the country is. And we start by Nigeria. Of course, is the most populated, or rather is very like, yes, it is very populated. It is the most populated in Africa. We also have Ethiopia. Ethiopia is the second one. We also have Egypt, the third one. Those are the third, or rather, those are the top three African countries with the highest population. But do you think that now that is overpopulation? Of course not. That is not overpopulation. That is not overpopulation. That doesn't mean that Africa is overpopulated. Africa is not overpopulated. Just because we have let me get this real quick. We have 206 million people, and 139,000, also 589. That is about like it is an increase. Yes, it has increased, but we're still not overpopulated. We're still not overpopulated. We can accommodate every person in the continent. Every person even can live comfortably. We're just kept in poverty, and this is why they make sure that now we get to know that, or rather, we get to see as if we are overpopulated. But that is a lie. It is just a propaganda they are trying to tell us. And yesterday, remember, I told you, or rather, as I said, it was the world's population date. And what gets to happen in the world's population date? Of course, they will bring the statistics of what happened, or rather how the population has gone high, which is the most populated country. And of course, right now we know so many away even from Africa, we have so many overpopulated countries. We have a country like China that is very overpopulated, but they are not talking about China being overpopulated. It is Africa. Why are they so concerned about Africa? Why is that? It is just crazy. But World Population Day theme was unleashing the power of gender equality. What gender equality? What gender equality? Okay, they are saying that uplifting the voices of women and girls to unlock our world's infinite possibilities. Yet they are saying that Africa is overpopulated. So how are we going to acquire, or rather, how are we going to achieve the goal of unleashing the power of gender equality while we are being told that we are overpopulated? And by the term overpopulation, it means that you as Africans should stop giving birth immediately, because you don't have places to take your kids. You don't have places where your kids will be living. So how are they saying that we are supposed to unleash the power of gender equality, yet they are telling us we are overpopulated. How is that? It is just crazy. And that is how now you get to know they even don't know what they're talking about. This is just propaganda. It is just propaganda because I don't believe Africa is overpopulated. Or do you guys, do you believe that Africa is overpopulated? Have you seen the lands that are lying everywhere with no occupants? But Africa is overpopulated. That is your propaganda. And why? Why is it the West talking about it? If Africa was overpopulated, it is the Africans who would be talking about how we are very squeezed. You know, we are living in a squeezed environment. It was the Africans, it is the Africans to talk about that. But why is the West being involved in Africa being overpopulated? Yet we are talking about being overpopulated, yet they want to bring asylum seekers to Africa. They wanted to bring asylum seekers from Rwanda, sorry, from UK, from Britain to Rwanda. And they are telling us we are overpopulated. How? We still have more places for asylum seekers, but we don't have more places for our people. Makes no sense. It makes no sense at all, at all, at all. But let me get to find the real population, or yes, the world population bar graph, because okay, Africa's population per country. Yes, let me get to find this list very quickly. And I told you Nigeria is the highest populated country, or rather, Nigeria has the largest population in Africa, followed by Ethiopia. We also have Congo. We also have Egypt and South Africa. Those are the 7 African countries that are largely populated, but they're still telling you that your countries are overpopulated. And in Nigeria, I know we have a lot of lands that are lying there, but just because they belong to some politicians, we have people swimming in sewages. It is insane. It is insane. But Rwanda, remember Rwanda? Let's talk about Rwanda a little bit. Rwanda was the place where they were supposed to dump the asylum seekers. They call them asylum seekers, but you as an African go to seek asylum somewhere else, you are a refugee. It is just crazy with the racism and how they want to decorate refugeeism. It is crazy. Rwanda has a population of over 11 million people. That translates to a population density of 720 persons per kilometer squared. The second highest population density in Africa. Yes. The majority of the population lives in the rural regions of the country, with the Rwanda having few major cities. And this is the same country they wanted to dump their asylum seekers. So they wanted to make sure that Rwanda is overpopulated, and now come with the notion of, a country like Rwanda is highly populated. They can not even accommodate their people, yet those are not even our people. It is just crazy. Nigeria is by far the largest country in terms of population, with more than 211 million people as of 2023. Ethiopia follows with almost 118 million people, while Egypt, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Tanzania, South Africa, and Kenya all have populations ranging from 92 million to 54 million. Yes, that is our population. And I'm just now even wondering, how are we overpopulated? Yet we can accommodate all those people in our country. How are we overpopulated? How are we overpopulated in Africa? It is just crazy with the Europeans coming and telling us this. And this was the UN reporting this. So you'd imagine why the UN is telling you that Africa is overpopulated. You know why they would tell you this. And you know the next move they would do. You've seen them trying to inject young girls with this family planning and also sterilization injections. You remember it was in 2015 or 2011 we had this I'm not sure the year, probably 2015, where we had girls being sterilized. If we didn't notice this, it was actually happening in Kenya. But if we didn't notice this, most of our girls would remain sterilized. But it is the notion of Africa is overpopulated that is leading to this madness. It is just crazy. Africans, don't be told you're overpopulated. And the moment now they start bringing these stories of birth control and everything, family planning, because family planning is also a way of controlling the population. At some point, yes, it is advisable to plan your future, but at some point, no, you're not supposed to take these injections they keep on giving to you, these birth control pills they give to you. They are even natural sources, or rather they are even natural ways of birth control. So it is just insane with now the West coming, the UN coming and telling Africans that your countries are overpopulated, your continent is overpopulated, and you need to reduce the rate of giving birth. It is just crazy. But family, we are coming to the end of our show for today. But before we do that, let me go through the comments real quick and see what you are saying. And I see, okay, I see K. Williams is saying, I want to give a shout out to my newest best friend, Sugar Mama Lizzie and Joby. Hope you ladies have a great day. And also I see Jiba Jaba, you're saying they are ticks and Africa is the blood. Actually, Africa is a big fat cow and that they are sucking blood from. Yes. And also I see K. Williams is saying those people are cancer to the planet. Very true. Jiba Jaba, you're saying Scott Ritter is always blunt to the point. He is connected though. Yes, he's very connected. Remember, he was a spy for the Americans, so he is connected. He was a spy for the US, so he's connected. But I see K. Williams is saying America's is crumbling it's crumbling. It is becoming a third world. Donald Trump was right about that. And also, K. Williams is saying, you called me that again. Katie, did you did a good job today. You deserve a rise. Thank you very much. And have a great day ahead of you. Yes, you're saying you're going back to work. Okay. Stay safe. And make sure they don't suck all your blood. But I see Jiba Jaba, you're telling him to stay strong. And also you're saying no all propaganda. Yes, it is just propaganda. And also you're saying no one says that to India. No one says that to India. Actually, no one says that to China. We always hear it on African people. We always hear it in Africa. Why Africa? What is wrong with you? Go tell the Indians that. Who told you we want to know our population? We are very comfortable in our countries. Just don't come and tell us your country is overpopulated. That is madness. But anyway, family, asanteni sana for being with us on today's episode. Please, before you leave, kindly consider smashing the like button. In case you're there, you have not subscribed to our channel, please make sure you subscribe. And in case you are there on the radio station listening to us there, asante sana as well. Have a great time. Remember to join us on the next episode of Tubonge and get to interact with us. Have an enjoyable rest part of the day. See you, stay safe, and also get to remember to join us on the next episode of the of Tubonge.
Kwa mtosi wanagawanya mabakshi. Pewa moja, pewa mbili za lunches na wingi wa mate. Nikiteme na happen. Funga hati kwa penali kama Kylian Mbappe. nipe miuno si wawili ni mjaste.
Suspects.
Super ratchet, body form perfect. Ukibonga dudu utafungiwa ndani ya casket. Yeah, suspect. Bangi kitu kwa plot is in your suspect. It's like I'm on a plane, nigga, you ain't got shit. Napenda mzigo nachoro toka kama hiyo basket. Squeezing na kula table moja na bosses. They can't beat me, wanataka to join forces. Wana force sana ndo your profit na nipate losses. Adwaka ndo sana na hiyo fruit ya trust the process. Wanajua amwini nimetoka chini na nimebeba upini karapa ina maganji brando za kidini au marapa finiki wanauliza ni nini niko kazini jinome no profloka ulimi type virginity. Sorry if you went out of catapult sema kweli nakumbuka kitambo kwa kinkejeli sasa ndio sauti sikike kwa hizo mitambo you gotta pay me. I had a dream an angel told me pray and God will never fail me. Boo